sweet friends, and welcome to autumn, to New York City, to the world of Cassie. Hi, I'm Cassie, and I'm wearing my little ghost earrings because I'm filming this on October 1st. I thought it was fitting with the video too. Today we're gonna be doing a little sit-down video. I typically make vlogs here in New York. Today I wanted to craft something together, a little seasonal sadness toolkit. And I'm using the word sadness intentionally because I know not everybody experiences depression in its full medical sense, but I think we can all relate to feeling a little more internal or dreary as the darkness creeps in and as the days get shorter and it gets colder and wetter. This year for me has been all about being really intentional and setting myself up for success, especially when I know that something might be hard for me. I really want to have a few things set up that I can access anytime I feel like I might need it this coming fall winter season. At the very beginning of this video, I want to make it really clear that I am not a mental health professional. I am really interested in mental health, and it's something that I've learned a lot about, and especially about myself over the last few years. By no means am I a professional, and all the advice I'm giving today is really just from personal experience and things that have helped me or that I think will help me as we move into this time. I've experienced anxiety and depression, and we'll talk about all those things. So if you're not in a place where you can think about that kind of stuff right now, move on to the other videos. Totally okay, and I hear you. Just take care of yourself and do what's best. I also really want to validate that there's a whole range of feelings that come up during this time of year, and if your thoughts are feeling a little scary or out of control for you, it's really important to talk to someone. It doesn't have to be a therapist or a professional, although I highly recommend therapy. Even just a friend or a family member that you love and trust, really valuable to our mental sanity. I'm glad you're here on this earth, and let's keep it that way, okay? But in this video, we're gonna talk through some resources, some different things that I do to help myself out in the fall and winter. I'm gonna make a little bucket list, a little list of essentials, and also just chat about a couple resources that I'm planning on using this fall and winter. Long intro, but important. Thank you for being here, and let's hop in. So I wanna start off with like abstract items and then move more into the concrete and finish off by making a bucket list to make us really excited about the fall and winter season. Please follow along. I just have a Word doc open in my computer, and I'm gonna kind of make a list along, and then I'll put things on the screen so you can see. I think having things written down is really gonna help us so that all of these thoughts aren't just abstractly in the open, but we have something that we can access when we feel like we need it. So the first thing I want to talk about is getting a sunlight lamp. This is something that my roommate and I are gonna do. I will link below the one that we get. Essentially, it's meant to mimic the sun and kind of give you the same happy chemicals that the sun gives you in the months where maybe we don't have as much sunlight or access to sunlight. And my battery is already gonna die. But my roommate and I are gonna get a light therapy lamp and probably keep it in the common area. But it's just supposed to physically, chemically help your body out. Access all those lovely chemicals that we don't have as much access to when it's dark at 4 p.m. Okay, I charged my camera, I'm back, and that actually worked out fine because now it's cold enough for me to wear a sweatshirt. I did feel a little silly filming a video about the fall and winter wearing a tank top. It's all good now. It's like 75 degrees in New York today. But anyways, let's talk about a resource that I recently discovered. That this is gonna sound like an ad, but it's really not. I just genuinely discovered it and love it. It is the Wondermind website, which my girl Selena Gomez created with a few other people. It's just a website all about mental health. I found it when I was looking up what depression is. It's really awesome. They have different pages for all kinds of mental health diagnoses, and obviously you should never self-diagnose. Go to a professional and talk to someone if you feel like something really might be going on. But they have really great explanations that can kind of help you better understand what these words really mean and what kinds of things they can entail and how to help yourself from there. So I actually am subscribed to the newsletter, which I think comes 3 times a week, and they just send you a little newsletter that has some things to think about. It links some articles or topical things, books. They've talked about seasonal depression a couple times in the newsletter. What I really love is when you go on the website, there's this pop-up wheel that says filter by feels, and you can click on it, and then they have a bunch of different feelings, and you can click on what you're feeling. So if you're feeling sad, you can click on sad. It comes with a bunch of different articles about sadness, activities you can try, explaining things, stories. It's just like a mental health database of people really who know what they're talking about. Wondermind is the website. I'll link it down below. I'm subscribed to the newsletter. I know it sounds like an ad. I wish it was an ad. I think it's a really awesome website, and I have it open on my phone. It's like one of the things that I scroll through. I love reading their articles. Highly recommend Selena Gomez's Wondermind. Next up, I want to talk about journaling. I know mental health and journaling go hand in hand, and it's just like one of those things that people talk about, but maybe you don't know what it means. Maybe you don't know what journaling really is or does for you. And as an extremely avid journaler myself, I just want to chat a little bit about how much journaling has helped my life and how I do it, and also show off my new cute journal that I just got. So I've been journaling since I was in 6th grade, like about 12 years old. I'm 25 now. I am not the kind of person who's like, you have to journal every day. Sometimes I go weeks without journaling, sometimes I'll go a month without journaling, and sometimes I journal 10 pages a day every day for 3 weeks at a time. It's all just a flow. If you have no idea where to start with journaling, there are amazing journaling prompts all over the internet. I really love the Thoughts May Vary podcast prompts, and sometimes Pinterest has good prompts too. However, I rarely use prompts. If I feel like I don't know what to write about, but I want to write something, I'll start by just describing my day or describing my week, walking through what has happened, or even talking about what's happening right now. I'll write, I'm sitting on my couch, it's the morning, and I'm wearing this, and I'm drinking some tea, and eventually that ends up flowing into other thoughts. Obviously, if something has been on my mind or bothering me, I will write about that. The hardest part is being really brutally honest with yourself. Sometimes it takes me a while before I feel like I can write the ugly feelings that I'm feeling, because not all feelings are fun to feel, and sometimes we feel things that we don't want to feel, and sometimes we feel things about stuff that we feel like we shouldn't really be caught up in. Journaling for me is a practice in releasing judgment. It's easier said than done. I write it for my eyes only, and honestly, I even rarely go back and read my journal. So it's a place where I can be as petty or angry or angsty or sad or excited or braggy, anything. I can be anything. I can be anything in my journal. I just love journaling, and it might help you too. It's hard at first. It's hard to investigate within ourselves, so I just got a new journal. This is the Van Doe Mini Rough Draft Notebook. I prefer spiral journals. That's just a personal preference. Definitely try a couple out to see what you like. I like a spiral so that I can hold it like this, and I can write it in bed or on the couch or on the train or anywhere. It's just a little easier than holding a book open like this. Love when the cover is beautiful. Obviously, having a beautiful thing will draw you to it more than having a not beautiful thing. Sometimes I'll add stickers to my journal. This is my current journal from my friend Sarah's company, Steady and Flight, and I've added a couple stickers to it. And your pen is also important. I have used the Uniball Signo pen. I believe it's 0.7. Literally had this pen since high school, and then I just buy replacement ink and then reuse the same pen. I really like the heft. It's thick. And lately, to switch it up, my dad gave me this bottled pen, like recycled. It kind of looks like a water bottle. Pilot bottle to pen, 0.7 heft, and this one's actually purple, so I've been writing in purple in my journal. You could get crazy and get calligraphy pen, fountain pen. Get fun with it and make it an act of self-care. Let's talk about some things we're actually gonna do when it is actually fall and winter and we are actually feeling sad. Here's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna make a list of cozy day essentials. I'm calling this a cozy day. Something I'm trying to go into this fall and winter doing is reframing feeling sad and down as the desire to hibernate and feel cozy. And I think instead of in my own internal dialogue saying I feel so lazy, I don't want to do anything, I just want to be a blob all day long in my bed, I think it's going to feel better for me mentally if I say I'm really craving some coziness today, I'm really craving some comfort and peace, which could be the same thing, but it's just a more positive reframe. So I kind of went through and wrote down some things corresponding to the different senses. First of all, a cozy outfit for touch. I love matching sets. I'm currently wearing my favorite matching set, Adidas. It's this reddish lovely color. I also have lots of matching PJ sets that I haven't pulled out of my archives of winter clothing yet. A good comfy set is amazing, or a giant sweatshirt. The comfy TM is one of my favorite things that I own. It's back in my parents' house in Washington, but I live in that thing whenever I go visit. Or this could also be a good blanket or a comfy chair, or anything that just feels comfy cozy to you. For taste, something yummy. I love a delicious beverage on a cold and cozy day. Peppermint tea is one of my top preferred delicious beverages. Some tea, some cider, maybe a sweet treat, maybe a salty treat. Maybe you always keep a box of mac and cheese on hand. Maybe you always keep your favorite little ginger snaps on hand. I don't know. It could be fall themed or not. You could keep strawberries on hand. Next, something that smells good. I have some candles that I love. Got an oil diffuser. This could be a simmer pot, a lovely fall winter thing, which basically means you put stuff that smells good in a pot and let it simmer on the stove, and it makes your whole home smell amazing. Google simmer pot. I did one last winter and it was quite lovely. It just smells like you're cooking something amazing. You could also cook something amazing. Next, compile some activities that comfort you. So this could be a specific show or movie that you always feels good. Video games. I, for one, will be and already have begun rereading the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I love fantasy in the fall and winter. It just feels exciting and gets my imagination going. Animal Crossing is a huge one for me that is just comforting and great. I love the sound effects. The sound effects are so stimulating and great. You could also make a playlist of music that makes you feel warm and like you're being hugged by someone you love. Do some baking, do some coloring, whatever activities make you feel comfortable and held. I think it's really important to write this stuff down so that when we are feeling this way in the moment, we're not sifting through, okay, what was I supposed to do when I'm feeling sad? We can just open this list and boom, go play Animal Crossing. Put on your sweat set and light a candle, god damn it. I also wrote my journal, which we just talked through. So those are some of my cozy day essentials. If you had something different, please write it down below. I really want this to be like a collaborative effort. Like I want you to be doing this along with me because I'm sure there's so many things I haven't thought about, and I kind of feel like I'm doing just the basics, but you gotta start somewhere, okay? Finally, get out your pen and paper because we are making a dark season bucket list. I literally wrote dark season bucket list at the heading of this column. By that I just mean when it's dark outside. These are some things that I want to do over the next couple months that I want to plan and put on my calendar. I have things to look forward to. This helps me all the time, all parts of the year. If I have a event planned or a trip planned to look forward to, it really just helps me get out of my head and keep moving through life, even if my current moment is feeling heavy. So I am inventing some things for myself that are gonna go on my calendar and that are gonna be fun things for me to look forward to, fun activities. Like, here's an example. The entire month of July was amazing. And you know what I was looking forward to the entire month of July? The Barbie movie. Because at the beginning of July, my friends and I put it on the calendar for July 30th or 31st, and the whole month, not a day went by where I didn't think about the Barbie movie. I was so excited to go see Barbie and Oppenheimer with my friends, and it was an amazing day. Vlogged it, and you can check it out. And when it was over, I told my friend Melanie, I can't believe it's over, and I still miss it. July was the best month ever. There hasn't been a comparable month since, but maybe October, November, December, January, February, maybe we will rival July. Also, these bucket list items are kind of seasonally themed. So I tried to make them specific to the season so that it would really be a specific excitement. You know what I mean? So first of all, we have pumpkin patch or apple orchard. I live in New York City. It's not really a suburban or rural or naturey area, but I think I can find a pumpkin patch, and I know apple orchards are near. It's really important to me to do one of these things. with my friends, preferably. A lot of these also are things that entail being with other people. Sometimes it's great to be inside and cozy during the fall, but for me it's really important that I stay in connection with other people. Next I wrote see the Nutcracker. This will be my 3rd winter living in New York City and I've never gone and seen the ballet. I really want to see the Nutcracker. I feel like it's something you should do when you live in New York City and in your lifetime. Next I wrote have a dinner party with friends. If you watched my October reset video, you will know that cooking, and specifically cooking with friends, is just something I'm really setting out to do this fall. And I think having a dinner party would be so fun. You know, little place settings, decor, courses, a playlist, ambiance, candles, flowers in the middle of the table. I'm gonna have to enlist another friend's apartment for this because mine is too small, but I think it would be so fun to have a dinner party. Next I wrote dress up and do something for Halloween. I really never do. I'm gonna make Halloween a thing this year. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. These are 2 separate items, but they go hand in hand. I wrote bake an autumnal treat and bake a Christmas treat. I love to bake and I think it's fun to share treats with friends. The autumnal treat to me will probably be something cinnamony, maybe pumpkin, and then Christmas to me is decorated, or maybe it's minty, or it's shaped like something. I don't know, but Pinterest has a lot of ideas and I'm sure I'll find something good. Next I wrote reread A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm reading Court of Silver Flames right now, which I know is number 4, but it's my favorite. 2 and 4 are the best. Listen, A Court of Thorns and Roses, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real. It's a little smutty. So if you're not down for a little spice, it might not be the book for you. I don't know how to explain to you. Either you get it or you get it. So I'm gonna reread A Court of Thorns and Roses and it's gonna be great. Next, I'm going to run a 5K. I've just started my running journey, like this week, but I think I can do it. What I really want to do is the Turkey Trot, which is just a 5K that happens around Thanksgiving. But regardless of whether I do that, I want to do some kind of real registered 5K race, because then my friends can cheer me on, it'll be a whole day, I'll feel good about myself. And finally I wrote make a new soup recipe. I love soup and I want to make some soups this fall and winter season, so I'm going to. Finally, I just want to briefly touch on the importance of leaning on our habits when we are going through a hard time. This spring and summer, have put a lot of emphasis on building healthy habits. Exercise has been a huge part of that for me, as well as feeding myself. I make sure I eat vegetables every day, doing what I can to get enough sleep, exercise, and nourishment. And if you haven't been building healthy habits, I think this is a really good time too, if we are turning introspectively, pick one thing that's really important to you to keep up and commit yourself to it. It can be a distraction from the gloom that's setting in, and also it will save you from the gloom that's setting in. You're gonna be taking care of yourself. Self-care is so important. I talk about it all the time. It's just literally the secret to life. You have to care for yourself. You just have to. I made a practical self-care tips video, which I'll link below, that was just kind of like how I reframed self-care for myself that's actually made me do it instead of just saying I'm gonna do it. So I'll link that below so you can check that out. But habits are there for us to lean in on. It's a structure for us to maintain, to stay sane. We've put together our toolkit, we've talked through some things, we have a few resources, and guess what? You also have this video and me to return to. Anytime you're feeling like you need a reminder that everything's okay, and there are things you can do about your noggin going against you sometimes, because it probably will. That is scary. It's not gonna be fun all the time, but it's gonna be okay, and we're gonna get through it together, and we're gonna lean into the coziness, we're gonna lean into warmth, friendship, connection, and also be there for ourselves just in general. I'm really wishing you the most comfort and coziness this upcoming multiple seasons of gloom. I hope you find comfort and I hope you feel good. Let me know if there's anything that you're gonna add to your toolkit that I didn't mention, or anything else that you think would just be beneficial in this genre. I would love to hear your ideas or suggestions. I just think this is something that a lot of people experience, and it's gonna make us all feel better if we talk about it and if we're in it together. So I'm in it with you. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned on the vlogs. I talk about mental health in most of my vlogs. I'm always talking about something I'm thinking through or feeling or doing. It's just a way for us to connect, and I hope this video and my videos in general make you feel less alone in this crazy journey through life. It's never gonna be perfect, but we can find the comfort and the magic in every day. Let's make this fall magical. I love you lots. Make sure you go do something that makes you happy today. You deserve it, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Okay, bye.